Hello, hello.
What is up?
How goes it?
Not too shabby.
Blessed and highly favored as usual. What's going on,
Always,
fellas?
right? You know, we're uh, we're chugging along. Very much on the bumpy but end of day flat road.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like we finally had some movement up for the last week. Or at least the last week chart I'm looking at here.
Yeah,
But
trying
yeah,
to
man,
get
it's
our heat map to reload here. It's bugging out, but we're essentially exactly where we were last week when it comes to Bitcoin, which is excellent. It's better than what it was looking like this time last week. Just by being stable through that period.
true that, man. Yeah, it was a little rough last Thursday. We were we weren't looking so hot on Uniswap. I'm not sure how we were looking on the rest of the market here. Let's see. Yeah, you're right. We're about right where we were exactly a week
Mm-hmm.
ago
Mm-hmm.
for Bitcoin. That is funny.
We have a few winners over the week. XRP, and we'll get into more details on that, up on the week. Binance as well, up on the week. I think that's maybe due to the Trump partnership kind of rumors, etc. But otherwise, fairly flat. Ethereum, a bit of a bounce, a better bounce yesterday, and it's given it back. But overall, a fairly neutral week, even though a decent amount took place on the week. I'll go to the slideshow here, and we can kind of go through everything that's kind of happened. So first, Bitcoin, one level I'm watching is the 200-day moving average, really bouncing off of that, hasn't really fully reclaimed it or maintained it. So 84.5, 85K range, daily close above that, I think is good to get above those dailies and start to build up some momentum. But if you look at the 4 hour, we are, getting some higher lows, lower highs kind of scenario, which is still positive. FOMC meeting, depending on who you ask, slightly hawkish, slightly dovish, I guess somewhat neutral, if you want to put it that way. Didn't swing things too crazy on either side. Talks of recession being downplayed, but talks of inflation still on the table, kind of leaving the door open for mostly anything. So we'll see how things go. Tariffs, of course, make things harder to read, etc. But overall, depending on which way you want to look at it, wasn't overly dramatic in either way. I think more people are calling it dovish than hawkish, which is a little bit more positive for the markets. But yeah, Trump media is working on a SPAC, crypto SPAC. So interesting there. Basically, a sale of funds for the accumulation of crypto. Pudgy Penguins has completed an ETF filing.
Hmm.
I put question mark on there because it's kind of a weird one. Um,
Sorry.
ETFs in general haven't necessarily been super positive for crypto overall. But they did get a bit of a rally, gave back some of it afterwards.
For Pengu or for the actual NFT?
Both,
Oh, okay. That's weird.
yeah, basically for the kind of the ecosystem there. Um, SEC drops the Ripple case, so that's positive for XRP. XRP, some talks on XRP are progressing as well on the banking side of things, as that kind of moves forward there with the Swift payments kind of closing out. So lots of underlying positivity around XRP. I think that could be the low key winner over the next little range here. Certainly have the kind of the cult followers, but then also kind of the underlying framework of it is generally positive as well. AI agent market cap fairly flat. It's at 6 billion, up from as low as 4 billion range. We're seeing a bit of a a general meme coin bounce across some of the more recognizable meme coins in general. NFTs volume pretty consistent at where it's at. A bit of a rally here lately. NFTs overall have been fairly positive, at least in sentiment in the
100%.
last several days here. Like I said, Pudgy Penguins gets a bounce anywhere from 5 to 8%. Little Pudgies back challenging around that 10 ETH mark. They were getting as low as 9 ETH, getting into really that bottoming range of where they were prior to their token announcement. I think they've indicated a few times that they've been a general value for a while there, basically being that they've are kind of holding that local low, which I think is really good. A couple of Fidenza sales, they're up 8%. Seeing some general movement on art NFTs, which if you're on the ability to collect, etc., that's ultimately where you're going to see victories no matter what. But the buyer on those are longer term holds. But generally speaking, NFT art is seeing momentum building. And I don't know if that is relation to the proof pass. I didn't see anything on the timeline, though I didn't have a lot of time to dig on it. But proof pass up 12% to 8.9 ETH. I didn't realize it was really still hanging around in the range of important over the last little while, but I guess it is. So curious to see that. And then when it comes to meme coins, 3 to 5% among the leaders, with the exception of Fartcoin, it's down 10%, but up 50% on the week. So worth mentioning there. But Pepe and Bonk up 16 to 13%. So we're getting a nice little relief rally on meme coins. And in prediction markets, fairly flat on both. On Tuesday, 100K was at 6% for the rest of the month. It's level there, not likely to happen. Kind of we're in this mid chop anyways. And then 70K was at 16% likelihood, dropped to 8%. And so the only likelihood we see is maybe a 75K at about a 30% likelihood. But for the most part, I think everyone's kind of resolved to this kind of sideways action here for Bitcoin. Thoughts, comments, etc.?
Yeah, I'd say overall sentiment is overall. I feel like it's been good the last couple weeks. Besides, like the mainstream media, like making it seem like Bitcoin's going to zero.
Yep.
But
yeah, and you see that in the fear and greed index as well, right? It's rebounded fairly well, depending on which one you look at. It's no longer as bearish as it was, and so generally speaking, sentiment is kind of recovered from the lows it was really last week and the week before.
in NFTs, there was a big like cross chain collab space today with like Ape Chain ETH projects and Base as well. There was like 900 people live there, and 6.7K have tuned in so far. But yeah,
That's
there was a
massive.
lot of people live and listening in, bunch of speakers. So it was pretty cool to see that again. All the chains coming together. There was a big everybody did like a big copy and paste of all NFTs stronger together.
Yep.
So trying to bring everything close, because that's how it should be. In a
Would
space
you
that's,
say?
Go ahead.
Would you say the vibes are back?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was feeling, but yeah, I forget what I was gonna say, but yeah, things have been looking good. No, you're good.
Yeah, good vibes club kind of kicked off a bit of it, right? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna
Fresh
mention
Mint,
that too.
yeah. So Fresh Mint here revealed last week, revealed positively. And, you always see that post-reveal dip, but overall it rallied beyond pre-mint or pre-floor price mark and continue to do well. It was a tricky one to play. So when I talked about it, I always talked about it as let's see where it is at 2 weeks.
What was the mint for them?
They were at 0.069, I believe.
Oh, okay. So yeah, they're way up then.
So yeah, they were 2x when I was talking about them and saying that, hey, I think you should probably wait 2 weeks on it. Mostly because you see this kind of hype rally and then a die off, and that's kind of the way I was looking at it. Almost like a
Right.
meme coin PTSD sort of thing. But a lot more kicked off with this one. General sentiment on the timeline, etc. A lot of KOLs kind of posting about it, etc. It managed to climb to just shy of half ETH. Now it's settling back in at this like 0.33 range. The art is, liked. 3D, somewhat 3D. That's my kind of hesitation. Nothing 3D-ish has ever done that particularly well, and I think that might cap some of the ceiling on it. My impression, just on seeing all the projects that have done well, but overall, performing, bringing back the vibes, a really good catalyst, I think, in general. So regardless of if good vibes, rallies beyond where it's at now, or if it can at least settle in and hold a quarter ETH kind of scenario there, I think that's going to be really positive for the market. And then the other one that was really good, and this is kind of on the art side of things, is the Masks of Lucy by Sam Spratt. Also performed really well, from a 4 ETH to a 8 ETH, and then settling in around
Dang,
that
that art is
6
pretty good too.
6 ETH. And yeah, that one's super detailed, PFPable, I guess, as
Looks
well.
real.
Also, yeah, exactly. But also 3D. So I mean, I could contradict myself in saying that I think it's really good, but it's kind of totally different in the spectrum in terms of it being very
Yeah,
niche.
that's like a collector thing, I feel like.
Yeah,
I do
collector
like the
or
good. My bad.
no, go ahead.
I do like the Good Vibes Club art. It's not like my favorite, I would say, but it's pretty cool. It reminds me of like a mix of like really A Kid Called Beast and like doodles and quirkies kind of.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's pretty cool art. And I guess we might as well just talk about NFTs while we're here. Beans as well are still kind of holding that 0.13 range. Which I'm not sure how you feel about that, Rhodes. I feel like it's good that it's holding there. I could see, if it goes below 0.1, that's when I might actually start to maybe look and get one.
Did we talk last week in regards to uh, Beans versus Good Vibes Club?
I don't think so.
I feel like we did have that conversation and which
Maybe.
one we would pick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe we did.
And now I'm curious to think, what did I say wait 2 weeks and stick with Beams because it's going to be stable, or did I take the short term narrative that Good Vibes could
Yeah,
rally?
see, that's just the hardest part about NFTs is it's a big
Right.
risk. Um,
Newer projects certainly. You can get this kind of scenario where KOLs, et cetera, can push an NFT project. Where you start to see it better is if there's PFP changes. Of course,
yeah.
this meta of creating honoraries changes that a bit.
And
They get the
Ape Chain has been like really popping too. A lot of people are getting like a lot of hype over there on Ape Chain, and it seems like a really good community. So I haven't gotten into any Ape Chain yet, but the vibes are making me really want to.
That's really interesting. I've been kind of anti alternate chain for the most part. I've dabbled in Solana and obviously followed and covered Solana NFTs. I've been more involved in ordinals, and then I'll unfollow it as well. But for the most part, Ethereum NFTs are where the success has generally been. Sui NFTs existed for a period of time. Polygon, you've seen these other chains. Ape Chain does make a lot of sense. Abstract to a degree. I mean, they're both chains created by NFT projects, so there is at least some kind of community backbone to it. But what I think is also important when it comes to NFTs is a degree of friction. You see it with Ethereum meme coins, and you see it with Ethereum NFTs, and you see also with even Good Vibes with having royalties enabled because they're not on Blur. That whole aspect of it, for the ecosystem to really succeed and sustain some price, you need a bit of illiquidity and a bit of friction to make sure it's not necessarily a vehicle for purely speculation and trading. Because when you get that, that's where you tend to get this like PvP kind of scenario. Whereas if people are
Right.
buying to collect or buying with a little more
And from
belief
what
that
I'm
they can hold
seeing, it
some,
seems
yeah.
like a lot of people are just supporting anybody on it right now at this moment. So like I would think maybe give it a couple months, maybe a year even, and really see how Ape Chain plays out over the year. Does it die
Well,
down? Does it,
I mean, like anything, if you want to get really invested into the learning and behavior of a particular chain, you could certainly get invested into the collections that are coming up,
Mhm.
minting, etc., and be in there and trade in there and be successful. But you want to get hyper focused on it because that's how you're going to be successful. If you're just considering it because, hey, this is also doing well, and I'm just going to kind of casually do it, chances are you're not going to be that successful, right? So get right into the communities, learn about Ape Chain, and understand it, mint the new collections, and that's where you'll see the success.
Yeah, and that's the hard part about NFTs as well, is there's so many of them, you know, finding the right one or whatever the case is like finding a needle in a haystack. So,
100%.
but
Well,
yeah,
yeah, I think in general, NFT metrics, etc., have been positive again. We did see kind of that 2 month period where they took off, mostly a catalyst due to meme token drops for collections. That has all died off, and hopefully now we can get some organic energy towards NFTs and continue to watch it. I think a lot of the prices for these NFTs, given where Ethereum is, etc., is a fairly good entry, right? A lot of these collections have consolidated in these price ranges, and I think overall, if you're looking to mitigate downside as well as kind of get in there prior to any NFT momentum, now is typically going to be the time to start getting involved.
for sure. Yeah, floor prices have held strong here for a while.
Tyler, you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you great.
Sweet. No, bro, I definitely think we probably hold a lot of these levels with most of the market. Like, I don't think we break, maybe we don't even touch this 1652. I was just looking at DeFi Llama, the liquidation levels. So there's some that are like pretty close to here, like 1830, 1860, couple different, like multiple $1 million positions. So uh, the whales are betting that we don't break below here. So I'd be on their side on this one. I'd like to see us move up on a weekly. I mean, we looked like we fell pretty well. Even if we use this as the bottom, we're still kind of holding this level here. Um, yeah, even with Bitcoin, bro, I don't think we move too much lower. I think there's potential to, but I really don't think we do. With Bitcoin, I think we probably wick down as far as we're gonna go, and even from that wick point, I mean, Bitcoin's technically had a good, like you said, we've kind of had a nice little run up. I forget the terminology you use, but relief rally is what you called it. Nice little relief rally, right? Bitcoin moved 14% over the last week and 2 weeks, really. Even though it doesn't feel like it, because we're kind of in the same spot, like Rote said. Really, the last 2 weeks we've been playing in the zone, pretty much just bouncing up and down. I don't know. I think we hold. If anything, we might come back down one more time, test around here the 75. But I think we hold here. There's a lot of bullish sentiment. There's a lot of I think even last week when we were on here, I think there was still a lot of bullish sentiment. We had some nice moves out of like Cardano and some of those ISO 222 tokens. And honestly, seeing the SEC drop the XRP stuff, I think that's even a little bit bullish for the market. We had a nice run up from that. I think XRP was really, I mean, kind of looks similar really to Bitcoin on how much it moved. Percent wise, I'm sure it's more, but yeah, about 31% over the last 2 weeks. And I wouldn't expect us to go too much lower. I've been telling people if you can get under $2, buy. You can see we've only wicked under there 3 times in the last, what was that, since February, the beginning of the February, last 2 months. So if we do make a run down there, under $2 for XRP is a good buy. But overall for the market, bro, I feel like we're in a good spot. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling patient. I'm feeling ready to buy more. Cardano's sitting in a good spot. I think all these tokens are. I think maybe hopefully Ave's done bleeding out here too, but it just depends on where you're measuring from because some of these could potentially keep moving down. Some of them might hold the level they're at. Right, we're looking at the weekly. We could even use this bottom. Right, we could use this bottom and see maybe let's say hopefully we hold here, which looks like we are holding there, but it's really do we hold or do we break? And from there you got to kind of use other news, things going on in the market, the sentiment, are people scared, are people buying? Honestly, bro, like, and my question even to you guys, like, oops, oh my god, I got so many Bitcoin charts here. Like the sentiment over here at like 70K, I feel like it was a little more bullish as far as retail goes. I feel like we're on a larger scale, but more like on the institutional side bullish here. I feel like we were retail bullish over here. It feels institutionally bullish over here. I don't know. It seems like more people are going to miss out on this one because they're like, it's Bitcoin's at 84K. Is it going to keep going down? Are we going to wick? I think people might miss out on this entry here, and we made a decent move over the last since September. We're up 100%. We retraced, nice 30%. Even if we did come back down and touch 73 or about 73 to 75, I mean, it's not that uncommon. It's not, super crazy, absurd, scary. If we came back down to 64, 58, I'd be like, oh man, I hope we hold here. But I don't feel that way here. I feel like we could still play, have some room to run, still healthy. But overall, man, yeah, I feel good. I think a lot of these charts are good areas. If you didn't get in within the last week where we wicked down there, I think this week, maybe even weekend might be that time to look to either re-enter dollar cost average, enter in if you're new. Again, none of this is financial advice, but this is what I would be doing if I was brand new in the market. Is I'd be looking to scale back into this.
I do have my screen shared. I definitely have the same feelings and things, how you're feeling as well, Tyler. The only thing I do notice is like, could we be making a retest for a move a little bit lower? I don't think we really see anything lower than we have gone either. If we don't hold at this like 83 level, maybe we come back to 80K. But it seems pretty good. Here it is. But yeah, I see like, move down here. We're up here retesting for maybe a small move down, which that's what we've seen. I'd like to see us hold with, with by that 80K range and move back up. If not, maybe we, bring small wick down here. Wouldn't be surprised to see 75, but like I said, how the vibes have been, and it'll be interesting couple of days to see how we hold at this level. And like I said, I like to see us hold here, can continue to make a move back up.
I think you nailed it. It's definitely, if you're sitting on the sideline right now, a really interesting DCA level. I think this testing up against this range here and a potential of another short pullback, and then as long as you don't drop below the recent lows here, we should be in a position to rally beyond. So
Right.
I think it's an interesting pivotal spot here on Bitcoin in general. But for the most part, I think a lot of that fear and real uncertainty is kind of tailed off, and you're seeing a lot more on the whale accumulation, and overall sentiments really shifted. And so, with that, I think the rally should follow through. Yeah, it's got me excited.
And on the weekly, things look even better than they do on the daily, so which is
Mm-hmm.
normally a good sign. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
still feel like we're a bit political in the market here. Like I think the politics is going to have a little bit of play, but I think here soon, bro, we're going to see maybe the media take over, and I think we're going to see the FOMO take over in crypto, and when Bitcoin really starts pumping from the mass accumulation from retail institutions. We got November really inching away closer to the ISO messaging system. So I'm interested to see what happens. I know there's multiple different countries that are already utilizing XRP as payments, and the biggest thing I always tell people with our current messaging system, it's I don't understand how you could do accounting on mass scales with the current accounting system. And I don't know if I told this story here. I've told it to other people before, but I'll tell it again in case we have new viewers. But not too long ago, I went with Tommy. Yeah, I think I did because last time I doxed him. But we went to a Hispanic restaurant. Amazing service, amazing food. But we had a little bit of a language barrier, and when we went to go pay, I paid. My account shows it went through, and she's telling me no internet, no pay, no money, and I'm like, dude, what? Look, it's showing. And long story short, it took over a week and a half to figure out that transaction did not go through for that money to actually come back to my bank. But if I send Rotes and Crypto G, XRP right now, XLM, Algorand, any cryptocurrency, they get it almost instantly, if not within 5 minutes max, I would say. And imagine trying to keep the accounting from something that happened a week and a half ago on a mass scale. Like, like imagine trying
right.
to figure out, did that go through? Did they get the money here? Were they supposed to? And you're trying to account for something that happened a week and a half ago versus like, hey, dude, I just sent it. Did you get it? And I think that messaging standard and system alone um, is going to change quick. If it's like a big instant cutoff from the old MT standard to the ISO 222 one, then we're going to see, I think, a massive skyrocket up in November, especially for XRP, Cardano, and all those others within that group, the ISO 222 compliant tokens.
Yeah, I'd say things are definitely looking pretty good. Maybe on the very, very micro, like I said, we see some smaller tracements, but I don't think anything lower than what we've seen. Over the next week, I'd say 80K would be my lowest for Bitcoin.
Had to blow my nose there. Sorry, boys. But yeah, honestly, I'm also interested to see too. I haven't actually been paying as close attention as I normally do. How is MicroStrategy? Are they still buying? Have they held off for a little bit? Anybody know?
Um,
They recently bought 230, I think.
was that last week?
Yeah, last weekend. I think late last week, or was that early this week?
I
I
can't
don't know.
remember if we
It's
talked
all a
about it in
blur.
the last one.
Yeah, they recently bought 230, but they are in the process of raising another couple billion for the purchase of Bitcoin through preferred stock issuance, which allows them to it's an equity draw instead of taking on debt, so they can accumulate some more Bitcoin. So Michael Saylor's out there as aggressive as always, accumulating. So
I was listening to a Twitter space one day, and the conversation got brought up like I feel like everybody's pretty confident in what Michael Saylor's doing. Like he does have a lot of Bitcoin, and they were like talking like, could that be a potential black swan event one day? Like if imagine they sell everything, but it's
I mean, it certainly could be, right? Michael Saylor passes away, or whatever. Like there's all kinds of different scenarios that you could kind of conjure up that could cause a potential black swan with it. It's also something that you can't, nature of black swans is you can't predict
right.
call on it, right? So,
Yeah, and
but
I
yeah,
think
I don't understand why the degree of accumulation is so necessary at this point for MicroStrategy. Like, what's the end goal per se? Unless they have some other kind of goal for the Bitcoin, like why?
and being a public company, they probably can't just sell it like on the drop of a dime. Like I don't know if that's how that would work as a a publicly traded stock like him, but yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
like could they even just I don't know, I think they would have to be announced of some sort or slowly, who knows though. I don't foresee that happening in the next couple years, 5, 10 years even. That would be maybe something when, Michael Saylor does pass away or something crazy happens, who knows.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
He's mentioned taking his keys with him.
Oh yeah, that would be the most bullish thing.
You know,
Except if you're
and
on MicroStrategy stock.
yeah, right. In that case, bro, it might be a little different. But yeah, it's interesting to see, bro. I see right here from about 3 days ago. It looks like they acquired 130 more Bitcoin for 10.7 million. Their average price. Oh wait, no, that they bought then. The 10.7 million was about 83,000, and they hold about just shy of 500,000 at about 66,000 per Bitcoin. And I think that's where people don't understand. Like, bro, he is holding almost half a million Bitcoin at 66,000 per Bitcoin.
Yeah, dude, he's
Like,
up.
he doesn't even have that great of a price, bro. But the strategy he has
Yeah, that's true. I guess he's really only up 30%.
is what really gets him. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, bro, it's you think about it. I mean, if you were to do exactly as he does, not on the scale, but the same concept of just buying Bitcoin. Imagine you do that in long-term scale, 10 years. And he's only been doing it for so long, and I know
It's been
we all
during
wish
the
we could
bull
have went back,
market too.
right? And yeah, bro, he was buying from right. He's known he's always gonna be buying the top, never gonna stop.
Right.
So who knows? Eventually, one day we'll look back and be like, dang, bro, he's got like 100K average price, and Bitcoin's half a million.
Right. Yeah, that'll be a good. I mean, yeah, who knows what he'll do in the long term. I don't think I'm too worried about it, but it was just a conversation that got brought up that I was like, guess I never really thought about that end of things.
Yeah, for sure, bro. And I see gold hit all-time highs too. So Peter Schiff's out there probably eating that up. He's probably stomping on Bitcoin.
Bitcoin's down 30%, and we're at all-time highs.
Yeah, right. He's gold's all-time highs, boys. You see that?
This
Never hit
chart is
peak
kind of
So,
crazy.
but
It's
the thing is people don't realize that gold is an excellent job of retaining wealth, an absolute amazing job retaining wealth, and it might even make you a little bit. Not guaranteed to, but it does a great job retaining wealth over time and moving money across time. Where Bitcoin does it better, gold just does a great job at retaining your wealth. Bitcoin will at least give you returns on top. And again, gold can too, depending on where you buy, what you buy. But that's the thing. Are you gonna hold Bitcoin or are you gonna hold gold? For me, I have a little bit of physical gold, but Honestly, I'd rather have Bitcoin personally.
You got physical gold over there?
Yeah, bro. And I actually I have an ounce of silver I won
Sweet, I'll be
from
there
a
soon.
giveaway. Yeah, bro. The ounce of silver is gonna get you rich.
So with an average inflation of like 4% a year, that's like I guess 16 to 20% in the last 4 to 5 years. Go back to 2020. Go like right here. 75% gold's been up since then. Going against inflation, I guess, right? So, like you said, store of value maintains very well. And see, back in 2012, yeah, it'd be interesting. I wonder if they do have like a gold versus. I guess this is the gold versus U.S. dollar, but like a dominance chart.
Inflation adjusted.
Right. I heard Tesla stock's been going down.
It's getting annihilated.
I just
All
don't
kinds
really
of
get
ways.
it.
Well, I mean, one of the points I heard here is just like insurance costs and like the fact of like owning a Tesla now at this point is a liability in the sense that the vandalism and things like that are happening. So it's interesting. I mean, Tesla overall, like,
This might be a good buy though, right here.
right? Like, I think where is it? Just 180,
Two, it's
190 range.
230. Oh, like if it gets down there,
Where do you
I'm on
like?
trading.
Where do you think
Oh,
kind of where it potentially bottoms?
yeah, pretty much kind of what you said, like 180 to
Yeah,
200.
I was looking at it. I think on the weekend, and that's where I was kind of pegging out. My father-in-law had asked, he's like, "Where do what's going on with Tesla? Where do you think it's gonna, or is it a good buy, or where do you think it'll go to?" And I'm like, I mean,
You
180, I
know
think it's still in the range.
what's amazing to me, bro, and maybe you guys have something I don't like. Why do people hate Elon? Like, what is like
It's
the
I think
Government
yeah,
cuts, I think.
it's
like
You know,
are they mad about that? Like I guess maybe I'm missing something. Is it bad? Like is there something negative
there's
about
been
it?
small things that he's cut here and there, like
yeah,
not even necessarily him, but like I've heard. And now I've never looked any of this up to fact check it or anything, but like like national park funding's been cut out, I guess, a little, not all of it, but some of it, and like I don't know, some teacher stuff, I guess, like
the
Department of
the
Education things.
the negative network effect can spread, right? Like John knows Frank, whose wife no longer has a job, or you know
Right.
that kind of scenario where maybe 3 degrees removed, but it still impacts, and therefore you get this negative sentiment overall. Plus, Elon's done some weird things public facing or on X, where he's made comments or he's done something that has been taken maybe out of context, but shown in a negative light, and it's just this kind of accumulation of it. Not to mention that he's now attached to a political party, in the fact that
Yeah.
he's working with Republicans, and now he's
Well,
segregated himself away from maybe some of the Democrats that supported him, and then maybe they're overreacting, or right. So there's all kinds of aspects to it that is just a lot of exposure that um, can be
Trump
seen
is just
as
so
negative.
hated, I feel like, and then he's helping Trump, which I don't mean, I don't know. I don't really get it all either, but
No, I mean it makes sense, bro. It makes sense. Why some people would be mad. I have zero reason to be upset with him personally. Like, it never has affected me.
I think he's trying
Um,
his best, right?
Honestly, bro. Well, like, look, I look at the positive things he does versus and look. maybe there are negatives on it, but I haven't been able to dive like you said, Crypto G. I haven't been able to dive deep on it and like look and see, where the negative fallbacks are, if any. But ultimately, bro, like the idea, right? The idea of cutting useless, wasteless spending, even if it means firing people who are technically not needed, which even in the company that I work for, that's one of the largest in the world, um, bro, there's plenty of positions in my mind that I could be like, dude, why is that person even working? Like, what? Like, I'm sure we could all think of one person at work, like, why does the company pay this person? And like it's the same concept, right? Like, dude, some people I can't believe they actually, the company's paying them to just do nothing. Like, bro, you see person A over here busting, they're getting paid, and then person B pretty much, avoiding work. So the idea, right? The idea itself of getting rid of useless, wasteless spending, I love that. Obviously, maybe in the act, we lose potentially something good. Again, I don't know because I haven't researched and done and dug up the facts for myself, but the idea itself sounds great. That's where I'm like, look, bro, I know it comes, it's right. You set expectations for people, you lose people, but the right people stay, right? If you set the expectation of you want a loyal, respectful, maybe a God-fearing friend, you're going to lose people in the process. But on the flip side, you have this high quality person that you kind of weeded out. And same thing with, right, if we want to make expectations for the United States, we have to set a certain expectation. And again, I'm without being political, because at the end of the day, bro, like I'm all here for progression, and sometimes progression means cutting off old you, right? If you want to get rid of the past you gotta shed those layers and keep moving on. And I think sometimes even with technology, right? We're like crypto. People think crypto's bad. Crypto's a scam. You got to shed the old technology and open our eyes to the new stuff. But ultimately, bro, I try to look at the good stuff. I was just curious, not bro. It's not you say that. I guess politically in the background, I guess there are things where people might not like him. The Tesla stock, I think in the end will win. I think it'll be up overall in the next 4 years, 5 years, even.
This
But
thing's moved with Fibonacci very well too. I've been kind of looking in and out of it for I guess a few years now, but it does follow fibs very well.
yeah, man. And I mean, look, you got to give it to the guy. Even if he's not the engineer himself, he's a smart man. It
Right.
doesn't matter whether he's building the rockets, but he's
He knows the
he's
rocket science.
yeah, brother is putting the team together. And sometimes, bro, it's the smart people who are not using, but putting people who are smarter than them in the right positions, which ultimately further humanity and really anything, right? If you put the right team together, you achieve quite a bit more than you could all by yourself.
Yeah, and even listening to some of the podcasts, like he's a pretty cool. He's just a chill guy, right? You know that the meme
Yeah,
coin
right.
in the meme, but
And for the crypto market right now, I think he's kind of a catalyst, bro. He's a catalyst. Trump's a catalyst. Like, and if you're a trader or in finance, and you got to understand these things without getting emotionally attached to politics. Like, it's okay to have your opinion, even if you don't like him. If you do like him, if you don't like Trump, you do. It doesn't really matter. But you need to understand how the things work and how they correlate within the market, because those things overall will ultimately benefit you, right? It's okay to have your opinion. We all do. But
never.
ultimately, at the end of the day, you can't let that opinion affect your emotions, which will affect how you trade and the outcome of your trades.
It's never gonna affect your daily life
No,
when it comes down to it. Maybe a couple
maybe some.
dollars here and there, but
Maybe a few, bro. Maybe a few people.
but this is the market cap of crypto. I think I haven't looked at this in a little bit. This is a really nice chart the way it looks, back up here, retesting the all-time highs again. A nice 50% and
Yeah, bro. It
really
looks good.
setting up again and kind of like we did here. I also looked back over here like that initial run of the bull run last time. Where's my measure? And then we go down a little bit more of a drop, 53% there, but we're in a similar position maybe to that spot. Kind of looks familiar. Do we move back up? I'd like to say so. You think we can see 5 trillion market cap this cycle?
Do you have the one without ETH and Bitcoin?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe not saved, but it's just total 2, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Right there.
This is excluding Bitcoin. Do you want the one with ETH as well?
Yeah, I think it's total 3. There you go. Yeah, so this is a little more altcoin, I guess, related, right? Because you take ETH and Bitcoin out, which is majority of the market's money, and then you're kind of looking at the overall alt market cap. So I kind of like to look at this one too because you get kind of a sense for the alts as well. And as far as basic support and resistance goes, I mean, bro, this is like basic, like right around that was 700, a little over 700 billion, bro. Right, up a little bit, up, right, down, right where that high is from the 88.6 zone from the left, right to the left. Yep, right at the top, right there, bro. Is a perfect, what you would either call resistance. Trying the other word. I'm so used to calling a floor and a ceiling, bro, in like simple terms. Support and resistance, right? What we teach is a floor and a ceiling, because a floor and a ceiling you can teach to a 5-year-old. It's very simple concept, right? When you break through the ceiling or even a staircase, right? If you go up to the next step, you want to make sure you have a platform to step on. And usually when you break through a level, you want to see a retest of that level on a large scale here, Garrison. This on the weekly. We have a nice retest over there to the right. Now, I think we could even see some wicks down even farther, maybe that closer to that 600 billion range, that 88.6 that you have marked up right there, Garrison. Yeah. I think we even could see some more just slightly farther down. Maybe not. Maybe we hold. But I wouldn't be mad if we seen a slightly bigger wick down.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah,
looks
we'll
like we
see.
might not.
It's a nice looking chart.
It is.
It's followed just perfectly, pretty much. And then once we can hold above this, and it's go time again.
And even move that fib, the bottom farther down.
This one?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, there you go. Like even there, bro. I think that looks awesome too.
Take the whole move. It's
Yeah.
too big. I gotta move it like that, but
Okay, it's still nice. I mean, it still looks good too, bro. Right? You see, it's holding the 50%.
yeah.
And this is where like
I had one like right here, and then it bounced
you
off the
almost feel like
50% 618 here, and then continued up.
a beautiful move, bro. Good play.
But yeah, the charts are looking pretty good on the weekly. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, looks like right now we're seeing some red here in the market.
This is the US dollar index. This isn't the one I was just looking at. Looks like we're flipping that trend line. Gotta go to the yearly chart on this one almost.
Oh, wow.
All the way back from 67. I remember those days.
Back in 67. Bro was born after 2000.
It's funny. But yeah, we'll see what happens over the next week. I guess we'll put our bets in here.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, bro, I mean, from my end, I've been a little silent on the NFT stuff. I've been even a little quiet on Twitter, on X. But honestly, bro, it just seems like it reminds me of when all the projects were building, bro. Everybody was building. It's a little quiet, maybe slightly negative sentiment just because of, the retracements in the market. We have a little relief rally. We have some hope, some light at the end of the tunnel here. But yeah, man, I think for NFTs, meme coins, even altcoins, main caps, I think we're looking good. We're in a good spot. Good areas to DCA back in. As far as NFTs go, bro, I mean, personally, I'm not looking at anything new. Kind of the same stuff we've been talking about over the past 5 months. But I'm interested, bro. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Vibes are back.
Maker's back on DeFi Llama. Things are right again in the world. Well, you know what's crazy, bro, too, is, I'm looking at the DeFi Llama, the liquidations. And, dude, Maker makes up like 900 million of the money that's locked up in like lending and borrowing protocols. And like, how do you take the largest one off of your website? Like, it's giving you most of your data, bro. Like
Right.
most of the info that you can
Yeah, it's a good
use
thing
to
they
market
fixed
stuff up.
that then.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it brought some attention back to Maker too. I think its rebrand didn't really help its case. Aave, I still really like Aave. Compound, I do like it, but if I were to pick, I'd
Yeah.
probably pick Aave over Compound.
Compound is just the only reason that I'm leaning away from that recently is Compound is a 174th coin by market cap, so it's
Yeah,
slowly trickled down in those terms.
yeah, and bro, that's the thing too. I think it was 1 week when it was just Danksy and I, but we talked about it, right? Dude, there was like I remember there was like 11,000 tokens when Bitcoin first hit, like what 60K, 70K. And now we're almost at like 18,000. And this just is on CoinGecko. Forget all the meme coins that are created every second, but the listed coins on CoinGecko,
Right.
you have about 17,000. There's money, I guess, spread across multiple different chains this time around, multiple different tokens. There's more new ones, this, that. You see Sui, you see Hyperlink, you see all these new lending protocols, borrowing protocols, exchanges, DeFi like there's so many new projects of what we already had before, and I think they just made some small fixes. They had maybe a better I don't know, audience, I guess is the right word to market to help market the project. Like I feel like Hyperliquid, Sui, those ones kind of came out of the woodworks for me. You
Right.
guys, Rotes and Danksy are the ones who kind of brought those up. I was focused on the Uniswaps and other things like that.
But yeah, I don't know if for, I guess, decentralized exchanges terms, I don't know what else is really well, there's definitely a little bit more. I know PancakeSwap has made a little bit of some light recently. I heard people talking about it. I was like, oh, I haven't heard that one in a while. Is there a decentralized thing on CoinGecko, like a category? Decentralized
Yeah,
exchange.
there is. If you just look up Uniswap, it's easier to find it. If you click Uniswap and then click the category, that's how I usually go to it.
Okay.
You click Uniswap, scroll down on the left, you'll see like all the
Oh
categories,
yeah.
and you can just click it.
So Hyperliquid, I guess, is just
Yeah,
above it.
yeah. But I mean, that was new, bro, right? Because remember, I mean, dude, Uniswap dominated the markets as far as market cap. Absolutely dominated.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, maybe it's these two for now.
That's interesting, bro.
Oh, I guess I'm not even sharing that screen.
But I don't know. You guys got anything else as far as memes, NFTs, alts, main caps, rotes? What are you thinking, bro?
Nothing here. I think we're as much as we see the optimism towards the market shifting back to being positive, you still have to see this play out. And so just watching how that kind of transitions. NFTs, optimistic there as well. I think we're we're in this momentum, and especially if we're looking at crypto moving sideways for any length of time, it's always super positive for NFTs. People kind of get a little bored on their hands waiting for the next move on crypto, and that's where they start to really move in the NFT side of things. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else really. There's not really any. I always look for the M2s on mutants. Usually those are listed a little bit higher. Here's one. I have noticed a lot of like more one-of-one sales. Like you said, kind of art-focused sales on the NFTs.
People out here getting specific, buying the things they really want.
Right. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else.
Same, brother. That's all I got.
Good stuff. I think we covered it well. Still relatively quiet, but at least we aren't packing up and going away for spring and summer. We're still active and engaged in the market here. So, yeah, it's been another good one. You mentioned it a little bit earlier, G, but where do we see the markets and or Bitcoin over the next week?
Let me pull up the Bitcoin chart again. Bitcoin above 87.
That's some bullish sentiment there, huh? Oh man. Yeah, bro. Since you're saying
2.5%
87,
bullish.
right? Since Garrison's running with the above 87, I'll play the devil's advocate. I'll play the flip side. I'll say we hold next week. We're probably about the same level, maybe around closer to 78 again.
Okay.
Sit around the same level, but down like 6K.
Yeah, close, but not so close. But
That's very bearish.
we go up, but we go down.
I
Yeah, I'm gonna call
uh,
a
I
78.
think we're going to continue a bit of a slide into through the weekend, and then we get this Tuesday flip, and we're pushing back up, say 83K. We're trying to split the difference between both of you, but I could easily see us kind of at this almost a sideways drop, but I do expect downside before we rally out some more. So it just depends on how much we come out of that rally or how much we slide down. But that's kind of what I'm looking at the most part. So, sell through the weekend and kind of recover next week and see.
Oh yeah, bring it up here.
Yeah,
Bring it up here.
Let's go.
You got to pump it up. Got to pump it up. Gonna pump it up. All right, guys. See you guys next week. Great week again.
Yeah.
We will catch Danksy as well.
Sounds good.
Awesome,
Peace
brothers.
out.
Have a good rest of the week. Let's keep buying. Peace, boys.
Sounds good. Take care, guys.